Welcome to Talking Comics, where we are bagged, boarded, and pre-recorded. I'm Ryan.
I'm Sean.
We got some review today.
Oh, yes.
Big review. We've been waiting all year long for it.
That's it? It's like waiting forever.
It did feel like forever. We have some stuff to talk about before we get into it, but before we talk about anything at all, this is your official spoiler warning.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be talking about, stuff that happened in the movie, things that they pulled from comics, very important points in the movie, and lots of Easter eggs. So, official spoiler warning. If you haven't seen it, stop listening or don't. I don't care.
That's not a good attitude.
I mean, if you want to keep listening, even though you haven't seen it, go ahead.
Positive attitude. We're like 90 seconds into the podcast, and we haven't even said what movie we're talking about.
Oh yeah. Little.
Don't tell them.
Not a very well-known hero. He's kind of obscure. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. He's the Spider-Man.
That Arachnoboy.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about Spider-Man Homecoming today.
Yeah.
So, you've been warned, there will be spoilers. I mean, probably won't talk about
Uncle Ben. No.
We don't need to. They know.
Spoilers, Uncle Ben dies.
I mean, we're not going to cover every little bit of the movie. We're not doing a play-by-play here. We're not John Madden.
Okay.
And so what happened here is Spider-Man, circle, arrow. Spider-Man swings from building to building.
Yeah.
It's just a classic move. I don't watch football. I don't know how John Madden sounds. I know he loves to draw on the screen. That's all I know.
Yeah.
But
We don't have a screen. Or else we'd be drawn on it.
Yes. I could probably figure out how to do that, but I'm still learning all the little editing tricks and stuff.
Did you like it?
Did I like Spider-Man?
Mm-hmm.
Worst movie ever. 0 out of 10. No, it was great. I loved it. Sean mentioned, though, that he had something he wanted to talk about before
Oh, yeah.
Before we got into this.
I've got my good news, bad news sandwich.
Normally I like sandwiches, but when there's a tomato on that sandwich, that's some bad news.
They, let's see. Once upon a time before Walking Dead dominated the Comic-Cons and the Marvel stuff, there was a little show called True Blood that were the kings of Comic-Con.
I'm familiar with it.
Have you watched the show?
I have
Read
not.
the books or
True Blood's on Netflix, I think.
True Blood's good. It's definitely worth.
I've heard it's good, but because of the time I went to high school, Twilight was a thing.
I'm sorry.
So I generally steer clear of vampire stuff.
It's good.
It's good.
Like
All right, I'll check it out then.
A new spin on, but there was a character in there that I loved. Lafayette. He was an addict, gay, black man in the South.
Oh, that poor bastard.
He didn't. Now the character in the books didn't last very long, but the gentleman who played it, Nelson Ellis, was so goddamn good. That he was through the whole.
They
show.
kept him through the whole show.
Oh my god. Well, unfortunately, the other day we lost him. He passed away at 39.
Jesus.
Get this. Big into drinking. Tried to detox on his own. Cold turkey. Slipped into a coma. 4 days and then passed. Everything just shut down.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I feel like the kid in Final Destination who's like paying attention to the song on the radio and what time it is, equivalent to his flight. I'm like, the signs are all around me. The signs are all around me. Because I was at a horror convention one time and got to meet some of those guys.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a copy of that first season of True Blood, and
Yeah.
it sat for like almost. I think they were on their fourth season by the time I got around to watching it. Just gotta sit there, but it was cool. That same convention, spent the weekend with another guy who I know I just mentioned Walking Dead, invented the genre, George Romero.
Yeah.
He passed away at 77. Although that's not too surprising considering he's one of those guys that like wouldn't even waste time taking the cigarette out of the pack. He just lights the whole pack. He passed away of lung cancer.
Wow.
But oh, man, and that was that same. It was funny too because funny story was I must have been my buddy and we had the booth there and. Funny story. And I was being a little pretentious type thing because I had just seen Diary of the Dead that came out.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead.
Yeah.
And then his last three not so much. Diary of the Dead was like a found footage type thing when the zombie breakout first happened.
Like a Cloverfield type.
Kind of,
like,
yeah. He was doing
Blair
that.
Witch Project.
Yeah, and I was sitting there kind of, but. Please, Hollywood, tell Mr. Romero to stop making zombie movies anymore. He's resting on his laurels at this point, just being an asshole. Because it was a found footage thing, but there was a couple scenes in there where it says low battery. I go, if you're watching a recording, the low battery thing would not come on. There's a fuck up right there, amongst everything else. But this whole movie is pretty much, I'm just going on. Guy comes over, that one of the curators in the convention, he's like, I just want to let you guys know that this whole area is wired for sound so Mr. Romero can hear you. Everything that's being said.
That's when you're like,
I go.
it's just a joke, Mr. Romero.
So it's like, I'm talking smack about his movie and he's in there taking a dump. He can hear me. You know what I mean? The whole place is wired for sound.
Oh my
and I got to meet him. And hung out. We took pictures and stuff. And he was like the nicest dude. He didn't even give me shit for giving him shit.
Here's a picture of Sean and George.
He's tall too.
Yeah, I've seen this picture, and
Yeah.
I mean, most of the time when you see Sean, he's sitting down, so he doesn't look that tall. But Sean is like 6 foot tall.
Yeah, I got the... He made me feel small, literally and figuratively and physically that day. Because he's like, all right, this guy's being an asshole. You know what? I'm just going to be so nice to him.
Yeah. And if you're thinking, why should I care about this George Romero guy? He's never affected anything in my life. You're wrong. I mean, every modern day zombie type of culture that you like, you Walking Dead fans of the show or the comic,
There would be none of that.
it wouldn't be there for him. You video game fans,
Resident Evil.
freaking
Last Among Us. Is that
Dying Light,
yeah.
Dead Island. What was the name of that one in the mall?
Dawn of the Dead. But yeah, I mean...
Yeah, he pioneered the modern day zombie.
Yeah, because before that it was the
hoodoo,
I'm in a
voodoo.
trance, voodoo,
Yeah.
curse, go do what I say type zombie. There's no...
And his filmography list is giant. I took a look at it the other day after I heard he passed, and like I was astounded by the amount of stuff that man has worked on.
Creepshow, Dark Half, The Crazies. I can go Monkey Shines, Bruiser.
Yeah, he wasn't just the zombie guy. He had a very full, very, very good career.
On a positive note, I said it was a sandwich, so we just get the shit out of the way, and then we get the good stuff.
I don't want vegetables on my sandwich.
Right. Good news, well, bad news. As we know, we're going to be talking about Spider-Man, which came out the 7th. Unfortunately, Joan Lee passed away that day also, Stan Lee's wife.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
But yesterday, as of this recording, Chinese theater got hit. He put his hands in Prince. And
Yes, I saw
They did
that.
the
I
big
saw
thing.
that on Twitter.
You'd think he'd be like mourning, but he's being Stan Lee.
Yeah.
That's how Joan would want it, He's like
Yeah.
out there, Excelsior, Spider Friends, You know and you see the thing where it's like, so he could be next to, because I remember the Star Wars in 77, like C-3PO, well, not, but they were all dressed up, R2-D2, Darth Vader had that, and everybody else was just actors and actresses from movies that they're dead now, and my grandmother would watch. So I'm like, but there's R2D2 and Darth Vader. It's like,
There's R2D2's wheel.
yeah. And they did a big old thing there too at the Chinese Theater in Hollywood. Now, yeah, so Stan Lee's in.
He finally got his prince down.
Yep.
That's great.
And he just keeps on being Stan Lee.
Yeah.
It's good for him.
Yeah, good to keep your spirits up. Man, this has been a rough year for the
Yeah.
like past like couple years have been really rough for the superstars and celebrities.
Actors and musicians.
Yeah,
and everything.
it's been crazy.
What was
Like the kid that played Chekhov, that one shocked me.
Yeah. Bill Paxton.
Yeah.
And again, we go on a laundry list of I just remember the thing, the Time magazine Man of the Year 2016 showed the Grim Reaper.
Mhm.
I'm like, do I want to laugh at that? Yeah, I do. But,
So
yeah, so
now that we got the melancholy stuff out of the way,
Stan Lee right into Spider-Man.
yes, good segue. I don't know what segues sound like.
Would this one be? They sound like Hot Wheels cars, according to you. Would this be? Now you've seen all the Spider-Man movies
Yes.
today. So
Well,
this-
all of the mainstream ones that were in theaters.
right. So this is like the 6th movie, 3rd iteration, 2nd time we've seen
Tom Holland.
Would this one be your favorite?
Yes, without a doubt.
Okay.
With Sam Raimi, Spider-Man 2 coming in a close second.
That's funny because Homecoming, as far as numbers go, Homecoming is a close second to Spider-Man 2. As far as the Spider-Man movies, which
Yeah.
made the most.
Evidently, there's it had a larger than average drop in views in like
Homecoming?
yeah,
Really?
after the first weekend, a larger than average.
We talked about that before with the Wonder Woman.
Yeah,
Remember, like comic book movies. do
hers had a
that.
really like a much higher above than average
Yeah.
retention, and his is not, and that's because there's too many ignorant fucks out there.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm taking it a little personally. It's like they insulted me or kicked my dog.
It's been the last few years. Like Civil War had the same thing. What was it? Doctor Strange? Guardians.
Guardians, yeah.
Guardians 2. I mean, just recently because people are like, okay, they're starting to get into the,
Mm-hmm.
you know, the comic
And-
book craze. And like, oh yeah, we've seen it. And then we'll wait. Because, I mean, these days, I guess movies are just one big commercial for the Blu-ray release. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, so I don't think too much of it. But I know when you went and saw it and you came by the shop after you saw it before I did.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching the old Nick Hammond pilot Spider-Man TV series in the 70s.
Yeah. So, you ready to talk about some Easter eggs?
Let's do it. Got the laundry list.
Oh yeah, I mean I kept mine pretty tight, because I knew that Sean would have a lot to
Me
say,
too. I think I got
because he's got a lot more years of Spider-Man knowledge on me.
I was like, just got done saying I watched this Nick Hammond Spider-Man.
Like 80-90% of our viewers are like, there was a Spider-Man in the 60s?
Yeah, people. Well, let's see. Let's take.
Where's his web going?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen like that GIF set of Spider-Man just like, web slinging along, and his webs are just going completely out of frame? That's where that came from.
He's over the city.
Yeah.
I gotta get across town quick. But I can start from the beginning as far as Easter eggs. I was like sitting there going, all right, let me see it. The Marvel flip. I'm like,
Right
there it is.
out of the gate.
And then they started playing, the old
The
60s.
original 60s Spider-Man cartoon theme song.
Yep. That was
Like-
wonderful.
As soon, I was like, oh. I was giddy and like a child in that very moment. I mean, I didn't ever watch that one. I was, 90s. So I had the 90s one, radioactive spider blood.
That was, that hands down. Well, to be fair, that one I watched you know, from the cartoon one there is basically they cut out the comic and pasted the motion, you know. But no, yeah, you're right. That '90s one is awesome. I don't own that. I gotta get that.
Let's see.
Damage Control.
Yeah, Damage Control was heavily, which I was really happy to see, but also it reminded me of that big disappointment of a show that was done through DC that was originally supposed to be their version of Damage Control.
Oh, yeah. They were doing like an office. It was supposed to be like a comedy thing or something like The Office, but...
they ended up, instead of it being like insurance adjusters on... Because that was like the show was like going to be insurance adjusters for people who have superhero-related accidents. Like Superman's fighting Doomsday and they go right through your front door and out the back and wreck your house. And they would, you know, give you your payout or whatever.
Yeah.
And they ended up doing like a tech company that was a subsidiary of Wayne Enterprises.
The show got canceled?
Yeah. I don't even think it got a full season.
No.
But I would love to see a show for Damage Control. Like, like a small, like it could be a 1-season Netflix series.
Netflix? Yeah, why not?
Or ABC, put it right along Shield.
Yeah, something like that. Treating it seriously, not...
Do that. I need a reason to keep Hulu. I'm like...
Because they came in, I mean, right off the bat, it was cool seeing, too, and how it turned it into an origin story for the other characters.
Yeah.
And...
Man, that lady was a bitch.
Yeah.
No sympathy whatsoever. I mean, I get it. Her job sucks. But... And she was probably off being like, I don't know, a freaking governor or something somewhere. And they were like, all right. President was just like, you're running this now. But, Mr. President, sorry.
Yeah. See, they did the Damage Control. I got those. It's funny because I was saying this, they're releasing a trade paperback of Damage Control. And I must have missed something, man, because I remember buying it when it came out once upon a time, and there was only 4 issues.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I've missed something here.
And literally has Spider-Man right on the cover.
Right on the cover, yeah.
I'm sure they hate Spider-Man.
Thor knocking over a building. But what about, let's see, so we get to the school.
They stalk Hulk like a creeper, just because they know what's coming. We got to be ready. Yeah.
The next little thing, did you notice the Genius tributes?
Genius tribute? Yeah, yes.
I call it the Genius tribute. It's like one of those blink and you'll miss it type scenes.
Yeah, because from what I gathered, Peter doesn't go to like a regular school in this. It's kind of like a upper class tech school type thing.
Like a yeah.
Like because he's always been smart. Like
IGT, something like that.
Something. I didn't go to one of those fancy schools. I'm public school all the way.
Public school.
I got C's.
Yeah, so when he walks in, and you can see like in the wall there, you got Howard Stark like in the mural, and the Abraham Erskine, the German scientist who invented super soldier serum in Captain America, and then he's sitting in he's in the classroom, science. Was it the science? He was the scene with the gal.
I think it was physics.
Yeah. Because there was a lot going on, and I just happened to look up because my wife she recognized the teacher because she was in Orange is the New Black.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's her. And I happened to look up, and you see, like, you know, Isaac Newton, Thomas Edison, and right at the end, you see like, Bruce Banner. It's Mark Ruffalo right there.
He knows
like,
a thing or two about physics, like
how
to throw a building.
And they did the whole thing where... But there was a lot going on in that scene, too, because he's sitting there watching himself on the YouTube, and he's in there, he's got the Ed doing the web thing.
Yeah, making his web fluid in chemistry class.
Yeah.
Like, super sly. He's like, and dump the stuff in, mix it, all right, slam that door. I'm totally working on my stuff.
Which was good, because I remember that being a concern from a lot of people, and I actually did agree with them, where, you know, Tony... Stark makes the suit.
Yeah.
But, dude, let him make the webs.
I also like, so like throughout the movie, he would hide his stuff at school
Yeah.
behind a bunch of lockers.
Yeah.
Not like in his locker, behind the lockers. He would lift the lockers up with one hand and pull the stuff out.
That makes sense too, you know? It's not like
I was like, thank God they're finally like showing like yeah, you see Spider-Man have feats of strength in some of the other movies.
Mm-hmm.
But like they're actually showing his strength through this new Spider-Man. I mean, like in Civil War, he blocks freaking Winter Soldier's punch from his metal arm.
Yeah.
Oh shit, you got a metal arm. Sorry, I'm taking this. Raccoon said he needed it.
Let's see. What Principal Morita?
Yes. Which the principal. So it makes all the super geniuses that have to do with all the superheroes that there are now make a lot more sense once you realize who the principal is. Mm-hmm. The principal. Wait, should we talk about the videos first?
Oh yeah.
So they're in PE class, and it's Presidential Fitness Day or whatever.
Yeah.
I never had that growing up. Maybe it's maybe it's just something I missed. I don't know. I never had that. But they're watching a video, and it's Captain America. And kids, something Presidential Fitness Day is super important to America. And my good friend, your teacher, and he points, and he's the wrong direction. The teacher's standing on the other side.
He does that too.
He's like, I have to show these like state mandated or whatever. I don't know. This guy's like a terrorist now or something.
Like some war criminal or something. I don't know. Let's move on. It's like.
And they also show it in the detention office.
Yeah.
I know that you're trying to be cool, and it's Captain America. I don't know if he said that or not. It's Captain America doing it.
Yeah.
And then after Peter gets detention, they go into it's him in the principal's office. We're kind of jumping around all over the movie. So, I mean, if you've seen it, you probably know that by now.
What we're talking about.
Yeah. But he's in the principal's office, and like there's all these medals and World War II stuff on the wall, and a picture of the Howling Commandos.
Yep.
The actor that played the principal is one of the actors that played the Asian dude.
Well, they busted him out when the Red Skull and the Hydra had him.
Yeah.
And they were doing experiments and shit.
Yeah, he was the Asian dude from the Howling Commandos.
Kenneth Choi.
And so the principal is that guy's grandson. So it makes sense why he's got all of the, the German scientist guy, Howard Stark, Bruce Banner, and still probably the only school in New York still playing the Captain America videos.
Yeah.
Because he truly believes in these heroes. Like, he grew up. He's alive because of those heroes. Literally. He would never have been born if Captain America didn't rescue his grandfather.
Yep. I love the...
That's beautiful, man.
It's beautiful. I love the... little things too, deep ones when he going in there, and then we meet Ned, his friend. We'll get to Ned in a bit, but when he opens up the locker, it's about the 1184, which November 84 was the beginning of the story arc for the Venom.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was a deep one right there. I mean, cause the only reason that really caught my eye is because they actually zoomed in. Probably not for that, but that was the introduction of Ned.
Yeah.
It was like, dude, I got the Lego Death Star, and he goes, geeks! You hear the crowd of girls and the people behind him, geeks! Oh, really? But yeah, that was the reveal of Ned, which I like Ned.
Yeah.
There was a lot of Ned.
There was a fair amount of Ned.
But he did have his, and this was classic writing, storytelling. He had his hero moment. Ned's a character you could easily dislike for the simple fact that he can't shut the fuck up. Well, let's be honest. I mean, you and I, like, if you were Spider-Man, your friends one of your friends finds out, you're like, he's telling his girlfriend, he's telling his parents.
Yeah.
He just... was because he's trying to help with Liz, the girl Peter's got a crush
the
on.
love interest.
Peter knows Spider-Man. Shut up. It's like...
I probably would have ended up spider smacking him just a little too hard. Is he knocked out?
Yeah.
Someone check his pulse. Oh, I hope I didn't kill him.
That all right?
I just wanted him to shut the fuck up.
But they...
I would have, if I had Spider-Man's powers, I probably wouldn't always use them for good. If I'm being completely honest, I'd totally do superhero shit all the time, but where I work, I would abuse it just a little bit. Like when people mouth off to me at the gas pumps, just flip their car over.
Oh, that's not inconspicuous at all. Yeah, but definitely Ned's like the friend that we all know, and it's like he can't get you in trouble, but you really can't get mad at him. Plus, I love the fact that I get to see a real boy rocking the mask. My kind of real nerd, fat kid.
I was waiting for it.
Yeah, let's be honest.
Fat
Betty
guy
Brant.
in a little mask.
What is the?
Oh yeah, they had a little new closed circuit news show
In the school,
in the school. Betty Brant
Oh,
from the Daily Bugle. She got her start apparently at high school.
could that be an origin
Also,
story?
gosh, I can't remember the guy's name. Tom something.
Yeah, the other dude I'm not familiar with.
The other guy, if you remember his name, put it in the comments. But in the comics originally, that kid was also one of Peter's bullies in high school. I can't remember his name. I'll look it up and maybe put something on the screen.
Speaking of bullies, what was your thoughts on their spin on
Flash. Oh, what a tool.
Oh, but I thought it was great.
Oh yeah, they did a really good job.
Because, and we talked about this before, in this day and age, he'd be more of a
preppy
cyber troll type.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I know back in the comics and stuff, Flash would always beat up Peter Parker.
Yeah.
Just kind of let him,
Mm-hmm.
not so he didn't want to give up. But he ain't physically like a jock bully. He's more like the troll.
I mean, I'm sure he'll probably act like he's about to kick Peter's ass, but in this situation, which I kind of is more realistic in this day and age.
Yeah.
He's actually kind of a bitch. Because he's popular and has money, he talks shit all the time and acts like a total badass.
A bully of privilege.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you notice he was always taking second to Peter. Okay, you're on the team because Peter can't make it. Okay, you're off. Peter's back.
Yeah.
That type of shit. Which was great. I like that Flash, the redo. It's definitely not the jock bully. The cliche.
I do like that they kept one thing about him though. Idolized Spider-Man.
Yes. Yeah.
The irony is just so thick.
Yep. Oh my god. What let's see, we did that.
They played one of my favorite songs in the movie, which is a great little Easter egg from your favorite Spider-Man cartoon. Blitzkrieg Bop by the Ramones was played, and you're like, how's that an Easter egg? Yeah, they're a great band from, years gone. But back in the 60s, they did a cover version of the 60s Spider-Man cartoon theme song.
That's right. Good
So
point.
this is them playing Blitzkrieg Bop, not only kind of a poppy, one of their more poppy songs that really works with Spider-Man, is them paying tribute to that theme song.
So one of their longer songs, the Ramones.
Yeah, they
Would go
short
30,
song.
30 seconds.
Yeah.
All right, we're done.
I added after that. I was like, I forgot how much I love that song. I added it, and I added a couple of their other songs. And I'm like, 2.5 minutes.
The entire album. Let's see. And
They're
What a-
part of that era of 2.5 minute songs. Then the next era was 5.5 minute songs, and it kind of flip flop in between there.
so the let's see what else.
I liked how at the beginning they showed him filming the Civil War fight.
Oh yeah. That's something you told me the other day. I didn't catch that at first.
This was I'm stealing this idea, this but it totally like clicked with me as soon as they said it on the Nerdist. They were doing an Easter egg thing. I was like, holy cow. Like, some of these are actually, I got from them because I just sat and enjoyed the movie as a whole. I wasn't really analyzing it all that much.
That's the second viewing.
Yeah. I haven't gone to that one yet.
What?
But that was like, because Peter Parker, not only is he a math and science genius whiz kid, but he also loves photography. I mean, his frickin' eyes on his homemade suit are from disposed, like thrown away camera lenses.
Okay.
Like, did you notice that?
I didn't.
Like, because the eyes on his old suit did the periscoping thing as well.
Oh, you're right. I do. Yeah, now that you mention it. Yes.
But that was like him being a modern day photographer. I mean, not many people these days, especially high schoolers, especially poor high schoolers like Peter Parker was, their phone is their camera. And I mean, think about like society. Every day, everyone's a photographer now. I went out to dinner. Picture of my food. Man, I'm so good at taking pictures. Look, you can see the soy sauce on that sushi. I want sushi.
It's telling me something.
But like that's the thing now. Everyone has gotten so much more. It's a lot easier to become a photographer and a cameraman nowadays because we all have one in our pocket.
Yeah.
And you know, he had a very good phone. I think he got that one from Tony. That had a really good camera on it. I know that was like an actual like $30,000 camera that they were using to film that.
I want to hang out with Stark, or at least Happy. Glad they brought him back too.
Yeah,
Jon
Happy
Favreau,
Hogan.
man. Yeah, it's like, fuck, I'm so glad I signed on in 2008. I'm back. Yeah, he was great. Which that old play.
Actually, here's a little secret. I saw a couple of those scenes before the movie ever came out. Those phone scenes where he recorded himself, because they released a Spider-Man Homecoming phone app where you could watch where you had quote unquote Peter's phone, and you're able to access his phone stuff. So like you could read text messages between like him and Ned or him and Liz, and a couple of partials of those videos, like when he saw his new suit for the first time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I saw those before the movie even was released. I meant to tell you about it, but I totally forgot.
Look at his browsing history. Porn. What's this?
Spider porn? What the fuck? Upside down kissing?
Yeah. Oh, they did that too. Yeah. That was funny too.
There's this scene where he rescued all the kids from elevator.
In the Washington Monument.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And right after he rescues Liz, because she was the last person inside the elevator, Ned's like, and he's hanging upside down. Ned's like, kiss her.
Kiss her.
Or no, it was Karen.
Yeah.
It was
Kiss
Karen.
Her, kiss her.
So Karen is the artificial intelligence of Peter's Spider-Man suit, as made by Tony Stark. Sean has a little interesting tidbits about Karen.
I do. Yeah, she was Jennifer Connelly. I saw her in the credits. I'm like, oh, that's awesome, man.
Jennifer Connelly is
married to Paul Bettany, who did the voice of Jarvis
and now plays Vision.
And that
so
is awesome.
we were speculating about some really cool things that they could have done had Peter actually stayed in the Avengers mansion. Something that they might do, extra features, extra credits, or whatever in on the Blu-ray. Let's say
the bonus features.
Yeah, bonus features.
Yeah.
Like he's they're getting ready for a big mission, so he's crashing at the Avengers mansion, and he's like taking a shower or something, and Vision just walks through the wall, and he starts talking to Karen, the suit. And like Peter comes in, why are you in my room? Oh, I'm just having a conversation with Karen.
That would be awesome. Yeah.
Okay. Should I come back later?
At first, I thought you were talking about Peter taking a shower. Vision just comes through the wall. I thought you were the Vision, not the voyeur. What's going on here?
He might be. You don't know what he's into.
Why are you wearing a sweater? Still can't get over that. What was that? Civil War. Look, Vision's rocking a sweater. What was the other one I wanted to? The upside down kiss scene with a little play on the Tobey Maguire one.
Yeah.
the web breaks. He's about ready to kiss her, or he's thinking about it. Then snaps it.
Bye.
Bye. He's falling down the shaft.
Thanks for saving me.
That was funny. That was a little.
There was like this when he first meets the Vulture, or was it?
Oh.
No, it was the Vulture's henchman. He's chasing them, and because he's not in like downtown, he's in a rural area, like
the suburbs.
Suburbs, yes.
Yeah.
I forgot what the word was. And he has like there's a Ferris Bueller scene where he's like running through people's backyards and like he breaks a tree house swinging from it. He scares a couple of girls that are camping in the backyard because like he falls in front of them and his suit's eyes start to go haywire and start twitching and it scares them.
Yeah.
He even goes through someone's backyard while they're barbecuing. Smells great.
You can almost hear the Ferris Bueller music.
I'm pretty sure they were literally playing Ferris Bueller music.
Were they? Now that I didn't catch. If they were, that's awesome. But what you were talking about earlier, the old '60s Spider-Man cartoon, when he's above the city swinging, they do a scene like that?
Yeah,
at the golf course.
Yeah, that was that. Thank you. I almost left that out. He lands on a golf course and goes to shoot his web, but it won't go far enough.
It's just
literally 20 minutes after Ned was like, "How far does your web go?" I don't know. Why don't you just go to the edge of a building and like see how far? Ned, I'm working here.
There was nothing for it to catch on.
So he ran across, which is literally from. I'll see if I can find the issue and put it up for you guys, which is literally an entire little short story arc in Spider-Man comics where he ran out of web fluid downtown or something, or in the suburbs, and he had to like run and like catch a bus and a train.
Is that Spider-Man on the number 8?
Is this the train to Queens?
So funny. Yeah, speaking of, I did love the how they did the origin and backstory with Ned, just like in brief 2-minute dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
Like, can you lay eggs?
Can you summon an army of spiders? No,
yeah.
Ned.
How far does do you spit venom? You do that, and it was just that was it. That's all you needed. You didn't need the Uncle Ben. You didn't need the I got bit by a spider. Ooh, what if I get bit by that spider's dead, Ned?
And they kind of like played on that because like Ned was like, "Oh, he doesn't know. Of course he doesn't know. No, you can't tell anyone. I can't put that on with all we've gone through this year."
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was their way of saying, Uncle Ben only died, like, this last year.
Yeah.
He is a newbie at this Spider-Man thing still.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, too.
It was really an amazing Spider-Man movie. A truly spectacular Spider-Man movie. A superior Spider-Man movie.
Superior.
All right, I ran out.
That's, well, that's the character.
It was the ultimate Spider-Man movie.
For me, it was the ultimate.
Perfect segue into what I wanted to talk about next. Aaron Davis.
Oh, yes.
A.K.A. The Prowler. A.K.A. Donald Glover. We talked about this briefly with Chris on our Wonder Woman podcast.
He broke the news.
He was a lot more on top of what was going on than we were. So, Donald Glover, in the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon, voiced Miles Morales.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone was like, when Donald was suspected of being the next Spider-Man, when they were doing the Amazing Spider-Man, like, us in the know-how were like, oh yeah, he'll be Miles Morales, not Peter Parker.
Yeah.
Not just randomly black Peter Parker.
Yeah, no.
But instead of making him Miles Morales, they made him Aaron Davis, Miles' uncle, who in the Ultimate Comics is the Prowler, a murdering cat burglar type guy.
Yeah.
who was like the first big bad guy that Miles had to take down, like ever. So, maybe sometime after I actually get that particular comic and read it, I'll do a full, storyboard of Miles and his life and whatnot.
The Miles Spider-Man?
But like there's when they first introduce him, he's trying to get some stuff so he can steal, because that's what the Prowler does. And like they show him, like, this is also where they introduce the Shockers.
Yes.
Plural.
Shockers.
Excuse me. And they're trying to sell him some of the gear that they have, and like, oh, this will do such and such and such. Man, that's too big. I mean, if I'm gonna hold someone up, they can't see it coming.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, I don't know what. We don't really have anything smaller. We have some climbing gear. And that's when Ned calls Spider-Man while he's watching these two, and they pull a gun on the guy, and Spider-Man's like, if you're gonna shoot someone, shoot at me. Okay. Anyways. Gosh, we're all over the freaking place with
this.
this.
These are the dudes like the Shockers, the Vulture. We haven't even got to the Vulture yet.
Oh, the Vulture.
But these are all the guys that pretty much lost their contract and Damage Control.
Yeah.
That was the beginning part.
That's how the movie really starts out, is Michael Keaton's character is like the head of a business where they do, cleanup and refurbishing jobs on construction, whatnot.
What, more specifically, what type of construction? Superhero
Uh,
battles?
Yeah.
Adrian Toomes.
And it was right after the
first
Battle of New York.
Yeah, the first Avengers.
And he won the contract to do the cleanup. And the contract's already, he's already working, they're already started. He's already rented trucks, rented all the equipment, and Damage Control comes in and just, nope, you're off the project. He's already put all the money into it. Like, that scene actually made me, like, angry. That really made me angry. Because, like, they didn't even talk about reimbursing him or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man, that agitated me.
It's good, they're doing their job.
Yeah. Like, this movie, so good. The movie's so good. And Michael Keaton did a great job.
Oh, my God.
Truly spectacular.
There was probably the best scene in any movie that I've seen so far was Michael Keaton. Three people in a car, no costumes, no masks, no nothing. It's when Peter goes to pick up Liz
For Homecoming.
The girl he's had this crush on forever, it seems like. They, any typical Peter Parker can't, in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Picks her up, and he's fought the Vulture 2 other times before this scene. And he knows Michael Keaton, Adrian Toomes is the character's name. But he knows who he is. He can recognize him. He opens up the door to pick up Liz, and he answers the door.
Yeah.
The Vulture. And, like, the audience, I did the same thing. It made sense, though.
Yeah.
Like, your brain could not, it's like, why not? Today's, yes, he married a black woman, had a mixed daughter.
Yeah.
And you're just like, what the and you're sitting there in shock along with, people in the audience with me were just like, oh my God. It was like the big Luke, I'm your father moment,
Yeah.
And we're sitting there and we're like, it was uncomfortable the way they played that scene. And they're in the kitchen, blah, blah, blah. And they're getting ready, they're taking the pictures, and the look on his face when they're taking the prom or the homecoming dance pictures, the mom's like all happy, oh, get in there, smile. And he's just like shocked. So they go from the kitchen.
He looked pissed almost.
He was like, yeah. And then
because like he cared about Liz so much to find out that her dad is a supervillain.
And the dad's like, I'll give you kids a lift.
Oh, honey, don't you have to leave soon?
Yeah.
Oh, it's on the way.
It's on the way.
To the airport.
Which
he
is
doesn't
really not,
use the airport.
He doesn't use the airport. He uses the Vulture. So they're sitting in the car, and this is the best scene for me. I just love the way this played out, because it's like almost like 3 different movies colliding together in this car ride. And it's going on. Liz is doing her thing. Peter is like, we're still with Peter going, oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, fuck, oh, fuck, oh, fuck,
Yeah.
oh, fuck, oh, fuck. He's
And
gonna know, he's gonna know.
Started talking about, small talk, chit chat. Liz is doing her thing. She's texting her friends, doing this. And Spider-Man comes up and think, oh, yeah, it was probably great. It was really scary at the Washington Monument. It's a good thing, yeah, Spider-Man was there. Peter, you were probably shooken up about that, too. Well, actually, sir, I never made it on the elevator. Oh, really? Oh, okay. And then you could slowly see, and then Liz goes, yeah, Dad, Peter knows Spider-Man. And it was, it's probably good that, where were you, Peter, again?
I was outside.
Yeah, dude, I was outside, yeah. And you could see the look on Michael Keaton's face.
Yeah.
How he's piecing it together, and he knows that
Liz is just like digging the hole deeper. She's like, yeah, he knows Spider-Man because of his Stark internship.
Yeah.
Stark internship, huh?
Which just feels, yeah. And
Liz, shut the fuck up.
She
I will spider slap you like I did Ned.
There's a lot of spider slapping going on here.
I'll spider slap you like I'm about to spider slap your dad.
The look on his face when he pieces it together and realizes that
And
Peter is Spider-Man.
And Peter's like seeing him piece it together like, shit.
And correct me if I'm wrong, when they pull up, it drops them off the front of the school, they're going to the dance.
Go in, Liz. Me and Peter need to have the dad
We're
talk.
going to have the dad talk. You're like, oh, come on. People are like, oh, yeah, I bet he's going to have the dad talk. Did he pull out a gun out of the glove compartment? Was that a gun? Okay, because they never...
Yep.
I saw the one... Okay. He didn't show it to him, but he had it like... When he turns around in the back seat, he's got it like this. But they never showed it afterwards. I'm like, does he have a gun? And, yeah, they had the dad talk all right. So it leads up... Homecoming, of course, the name of the movie... meant something on different levels.
Yeah.
But there was a homecoming dance.
Yeah. To us, it was Spider-Man's coming home.
Exactly.
Baby's coming home.
But in typical Peter Parker fashion storytelling, get there, disappoints to go save the day.
Yeah.
Lets Liz down.
God, that was a horrible weekend for Liz.
Right? Yeah.
Because, spoiler alert, Spider-Man wins. The Vulture gets arrested.
Yeah. And I love that
there's a big struggle for it. They really tried really hard to make you think he wasn't going to win. And he only won by coincidence.
See, that's the thing. That's the whole essence of this character for me.
Yeah, that's how Spider-Man wins 80% of the time. Ooh. That brings up one of the other Easter eggs. The most important Easter egg, in my personal opinion. As he's fighting Vulture, he confronts him after leaving Homecoming. And, goes into the warehouse.
Uh-huh.
And, they start fighting or whatever. And Vulture drops a roof on top of Peter.
Oh, yeah.
And he has, rubble and a whole, air conditioning unit for, a warehouse on top of him.
Mm-hmm.
Just more than his little body should be able to handle.
His little body. That little boy is trapped.
And he's sitting there. He's, he thinks he's about to die. And he looks into the puddle and he sees, his mask's on the ground in the puddle, and you see, that half and half face that we know from the comics and old cartoons.
Uh-huh.
Half Peter Parker face, half Spider-Man face. And he's like, all right, Pete, you can do this. You can do this. Come on, Peter. Come on, Peter. Come on, Parker. Come on, Parker. And he's then he lifts the rubble and the air conditioning unit. And I know you're thinking, air conditioning unit, Ryan, I can lift one of those. No, I'm talking go to Fred Meyer's, look up on the roof. One of those fuckers that's literally the size of a minivan.
Along with the rest of the roof.
Yeah. And him being under that rubble is straight off of the cover of Spider-Man issue 33.
Yes.
Where he is trapped. There's water rising and he's trapped under there. He doesn't think he can do it. But Aunt May is about to die. Because in the comic, in that issue, she had she was poisoned or something, and he had the antidote.
Yeah.
And so he, Parker, he's talking to himself and goading himself on and psyching himself up so he can do it. And that actually made a list onto one of the other YouTube channels I watch, where Spider-Man's strongest moments. That was one of Spider-Man's strongest moments. I think that was actually number one.
Oh, really?
Not necessarily because it was his strongest moment, but because it was like about physical and mental strength. Because when it gets down to it, Spider-Man can always dig. He always finds a way to dig deeper and pull out a little extra.
Yeah, I mean, that's the character. I wrote it down here. It's just, he's like the guy that even when he succeeds, he loses.
Yeah.
He's like I've said it before, the Charlie Brown of the Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
He's always getting that football.
This movie is like the perfect example of that, too.
It was like the comics. It was like I was reading a comic. It's like the one guy who's trying to hold something back bigger than himself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like this coming of age, like even, you know, he's young. He's a kid. He's just getting these powers. It's like, can I do this? I can do this. Am I doing it very well? I don't know. And then to the point where, you know, kind of overrides himself a little bit, and Tony Stark shows up and goes, "Give me the suit back, you little prick." You know, it's like you're fucking around with it. And then, you know, we're doing all that, and then that moment, like you just talked about, the issue 33 one was just, that was his coming of age moment.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
that whole end of the movie,
he gets up every time. It's like, how many the old Rocky thing. It's like, how many times you get knocked down is how many times you can get up, you know? Yeah, exactly. It's like, Spider-Man is like, okay, like there's a, whatever terror or danger or anything, it's like, can Spider-Man do it? Will he do it? Can he do it? It's like Captain America. It's like, fuck, it's Captain America. Of course he can do it. Yeah, Cap's here right on. But Spider-Man's more the, I don't know. You know,
they really like to make you think it's not going to happen. Yeah. And like, really like you just said, whenever he wins, he loses.
Yeah.
That whole end of the movie, I was practically in tears. Mm-hmm. Like, he finally gets that date, that homecoming dance with this girl he is crazy about. He ditches her to go fight her dad.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's the thing too.
God, what is this, like Jerry Springer?
That's why I love it is. It's like watching a John Hughes film. It was a kids movie. Mm-hmm. They're in high school. They look like kids. Mm-hmm. It's the he said, she said romance.
Yeah.
There's such and such has a crush on this one. Pass him a note. I mean, it was like watching The Breakfast Club or Pretty in Pink or one of those. Just so happens Spider-Man's in it. You know what I mean?
And you know, at the end, it's like he beats the Vulture. Yay! You just beat up this girl you love's dad and sent him to prison for a long time. And now Spider-Man. Liz is moving away to Oregon.
I know, right?
So
don't do it, Liz.
After Josh and I left, we were like, you know, I wonder if they might have sent like different reels to like different states. Like they filmed that one scene 50 times, except for New York.
Yeah. I know, right?
Like in New York, they're like, we're moving to Albany. I don't know.
It's like, what the fuck? What was I just gonna say?
In New York and Jersey, they're like, we're moving to Jersey. No, don't do it, Liz.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
But yeah, we thought that would have been kind of funny if like they sent different reels. Like, I'm moving to Oklahoma.
That's what I was going to ask you. Yeah, we were talking about like in the comics, the Iron Man-ization of the suit. What do you think of that?
Like the Karen. I liked
AI,
it.
Yeah,
I liked it because like you were saying the other day. Because in the comics he always has these thought bubbles and he talks to himself, and now he has like a reason to talk to himself.
And instead of which really wouldn't work in a movie, like in the comics where you have the thought, and it really gave depth to the Spider-Man character.
Yeah, and like in the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon, they did those Deadpool-esque cartoon
funny
scenes.
Ha-ha stuff.
Well, that was the way that they could easily depict his thought bubble process.
Yeah. This one here with Jennifer Connelly doing Karen and everything, it's like, ooh, she's pretty. Yeah, kiss her, Peter. Don't shut up.
Shut up, Karen.
Yeah.
You're not my mom.
I like the little things that he's sitting in there, like when he got locked in the thing there.
Karen, how long has it been? 3 hours. 3 hours?
But yeah, that definitely worked. That was I did like that with the what would you call it? Tony Stark doing the suit, but that type of thing.
Yeah.
How about let's see, a couple more. Mr. Harrington, Martin Starr, the teacher. That was another one I got. Same actor too from Ed Norton Jr.
Yeah.
Incredible Hulk.
Yes, it took me a second.
Same dude.
The debate.
The ladder.
No, not debate. What was it? Quiz Bowl or whatever club.
Like the decathlon.
The
something.
decathlon. Like it was a smart people club where they answer quiz questions or whatever.
Yeah, like a big spelling bee type thing.
And he was a teacher from Peter's school. He was also a college student tech at university.
In the 2008, Ed Norton
in
Incredible
the
Hulk.
Ed Norton Incredible Hulk.
Well, that's I mean, he made the scene, right? He got the payoff because, when he goes in there and he bribes Lou Ferrigno with pizza.
Yeah.
Apparently, you can do that.
If I ever meet Lou, I'm bringing some pizza.
That's not the only movie he's been bribed with pizza before. It's my kryptonite, pizza.
I can't, Lou. I'm really sorry. I don't have enough money to get an autograph and a picture. But what I do have is a pie. You want a slice or two?
I know it's only the Tostinos, but you could take. Yeah, I thought that was really cool. Like, holy crap! Yeah.
I warmed it in the Comic-Con microwave.
Yeah, yeah, the academic decathlon.
Academic decathlon.
Let's talk about the team for a minute. And I don't know if this was on purpose or what have you, but the one guy, Abraham Brown, the one guy who talked like this.
Oh, the Indian kid?
Guy,
the
African kid, yeah. Now, Abraham Brown was the name of a lesser bottom tier black tiger.
Interesting.
Well, the thing, I started looking around, I'm like, God, I know that name. But what really got me was one quick scene was the gal next to him.
Yeah, I can't believe I missed that one.
Cindy Moon. Is that spider dead, Peter? Or are you just lying to Ned?
Oh, it's dead. After biting two people and getting stomped on twice.
That is silk. Do you think they're doing deep cuts right there.
They could. It might just be a little Easter egg, though.
Yeah. That's
I mean, they might just be teasing us.
Yeah, not really going into. But then again, we talked about the Prowler. There was that one thing with the. Yeah. I don't like that.
Yeah,
I gotta.
Right. I skipped over that a little bit. I'm so excited about this movie.
We said we weren't going to go play by play, but that doesn't mean we can't jump all over
them. Yeah. So Peter is trying to figure out where the Vulture's big deal is going down. So he finds Aaron Davis with Karen's help. The Prowler. And he had just got done shopping. And he was in a parking structure. And Peter webs his hand to the hood of the trunk of his car and, interrogates him. I'll skip over the funny parts. And he's like, you know what, man? The other night when you fought those guys and you said, how about you shoot at me instead? I'm really glad to have someone like you in this neighborhood. I got a nephew in this neighborhood, actually.
There it is. There it is.
Miles Morales is now canon in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
At the end of this thing, I do have and he plays heavily into the what if things I like to hit you with, or we talk about all the time. Oh, speaking of what if, we got that. Go on air. Let's talk about Zendaya, the singer.
She's a singer?
Somebody was telling me that. I'm not familiar. She was great, though, man. The little scenes that she was in.
That nameless chick that was kind of like...
We called it.
Yeah. We called it Months and Months Out. That chick that was called Ned and Peter Losers. MJ. Michelle, not Mary, but...
My friends call me MJ.
I thought you didn't have any friends.
Yeah, all of a sudden you have friends? What's going on here? I thought that was... she was great.
Yeah.
I wanted to see more of her. Maybe a little less Ned. Not picking on Ned, but you know what I mean. It's like it might as well have just been called Ned Homecoming. Fedora. The fedora's not working.
Yeah, this hat gives me confidence. Peter, the hat's not working.
What was it? Oh, I love that too. That flash when they're at the party. It's like, you might as well just don't even bother coming back. Pulls the phone up. Penis Parker.
Yeah.
Flash. Yeah, the fedora's not working. Another little, well, not really an Easter egg, but I mean, especially if you're a hardcore fan right off the bat and somewhat know what a tattoo is. How about Gargan? the Scorpion.
Oh yeah.
Just in case you didn't know.
So the guy that the Vulture was selling stuff to on
Staten Island Ferry.
Ferry had a scorpion tattoo on his neck. What was his name again?
The character's name is Mac Gargan.
Mac Gargan. He had a scorpion tattoo on his neck, which, could mean nothing. But if you watch through the whole movie and get to the first after credit scenes, he runs into the Vulture runs into that guy in prison. He says, I know word on around the block is you know who Spider-Man is.
Yeah.
I know a few guys in that neighborhood that would really like to raise some hell. And he's like, you think if I knew who Spider-Man was, he'd still be alive?
Yeah.
He knows who Spider-Man is, guys.
Well, you know why he did that, right? Fucking saved his daughter, man.
Yeah.
And didn't do that. But I was like, watching the Staten Island Ferry scene, I look over at my wife, I'm like, I was on that. Staten Island Ferry, that's it. And the dude's sitting there. And to be fair, I poked fun at the tattoo thing, because I didn't catch it at first either. Until he said the name. I'm sitting there, watching the movie and everything. All of a sudden he said Gargan. I'm like, oh, Jesus. Okay. They're doing a little tattoo thing. I get it.
Are you the gargoyle? Is that who you are? Is that your secret identity?
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. But
You stand on top of old buildings and look scary.
Batman, get out of here. This is my area.
Batman, can you stop standing on me, please?
But speaking of the Staten Island Ferry, there were a couple other little license plate Easter eggs.
Yes. You know this one better than I do. I know that one of the license plate Easter eggs was on Aaron Davis's car, and it was
was that the UCSM01?
Yeah.
That's the
UCSM01 was the one on Aaron Davis's Donald Glover's car, which was Ultimate Spider-Man issue 1.
Yeah. Such a cool suit. See, you know more Miles Morales than I do, to be honest.
I watch a lot of videos on the internet.
Yeah. The other one I noticed.
I have yet to read him because I ordered the wrong book.
I'm getting volume 1s in. I love that suit though. That black with the red.
Yeah.
That's
badass. He has he might not be as strong or have as good of a spider sense, but he's got a lot other cooler powers.
Yeah. We might have to do a quick Miles Morales one down the line.
Oh yeah, definitely. As soon as I get one of those,
for my benefit.
As soon as I get one of those freaking books in, and read it.
All right. Yeah, the other one was started talking to Matt Gargan, the Scorpion, when they were doing the deal. It was the white pickup truck, and the white pickup truck was SM2-0563, which with the Terrible Tinkerer, the Vulture, were the two villains in Spider-Man issue 2, which came out in May of '63.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, I get it.
I didn't catch that one. They zoomed in on it too.
Yeah, they did. They did actually.
I'm not as familiar with that older stuff as you are.
Like I said,
I wasn't there when it happened.
Why? Okay. Yeah, you help me with the today stuff. I'll tell you. Back in the day.
Shoot, I seem to have used up my whole list.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, go see the movie.
Yeah, seriously, if you haven't seen it yet, what's wrong with you? I mean, we're already over an hour and 3 minutes now.
I do have two more things before we end this.
Cool.
I like to rate the Spider-Man movies because I still enjoy the Sam Raimi ones.
Yeah, there's still I know I'm probably the only person on Earth that likes all of the Spider-Man movies.
Oh no,
I think I'm probably one of 4 people in the world that didn't shit on the Andrew Garfield ones at all.
Tobey Maguire. Well, I can go Nick Hammond.
That's your favorite?
That was a TV series. No. I'm just going down the list from the live action Spider-Man ones that I have. It was basically Stan Lee didn't really like it. They totally did it wrong. If you ever get a chance, you can Netflix it. Not Netflix. YouTube.
Yeah.
And the pilot is on there. But he was the template for all the animated Peter Parkers to come down the line. I mean, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Super cool. I mean, I liked it as a kid. You know, it's like, if this is all I got, let's go with it. Then Sam Raimi, of course, Tobey Maguire. The thing I didn't like about that was like, it was too dark. It wasn't light like this one was. It wasn't quippy. He didn't have. I mean, he's just brooding and you know, and he was too old. It's like, hands down, one of my favorite scenes is the second one where he's fighting Doc Ock on the train. You know, you had that. Then you had Batman Begins. Like, there's an awful lot of train fighting going on in these movies with Ra's al Ghul and all that.
Yeah.
But we were talking about
Just a kid.
like,
He's 30.
Fucking my age. They take the mask off.
It's Sean over there. He's just a kid.
Maybe once. Yeah, it's like, okay, so yeah, not quippy enough. Too old. I mean, no offense to Tobey Maguire, but come on, dude.
You know, every character in Spider-Man has just gotten younger each reiteration.
That's how it should.
Aunt May, Peter. Aunt May, Peter. Aunt May, Peter. Younger each time.
Yeah, the Andrew Garfield kid.
Yeah.
The kid. He was 30-something when they made those movies, too.
He was like 20. He was in his 20s.
Thing is, though, the Sam Raimi ones lacked the quippiness, like I said. They went overboard with this.
A little bit.
I wanted to choke this motherfucker.
And there was one that I really liked, though. Oh no, a knife. My only weakness.
Yeah. I mean, and he was just too good looking. He was like too cool.
A little.
No, see, you get the Spider-Man, you got to get the Peter Parker.
Yeah.
You get the Peter Parker, you get the Spider-Man.
Tom Holland was that perfect in between and the right age.
Yeah.
I mean, in those guys' defense, I mean, they probably got the roles because they were the best actors that they could get that looked young-ish. Like, I'm sure there were, like, tons of actors that were, like, 15, 16 that went in for the roles.
That's what I'm saying.
But they just didn't have the experience or the talent at the time.
It's like, I think you'll agree with me on this, too. It's like, those other ones, I liked them. I own them. But it's a Spider-Man movie. This one felt like I was reading, it was like the comic. It was lighthearted. The quips were there. Every beat just was right on point. To the point where it's like in what you said earlier, which was an excellent point. It was a kid's movie. Because once upon a time, remember, kids used to like comics. So let's make a movie for kids. They can identify. They look like children. They're in school. You know, not just, okay, we're in school, then we're moving on.
Yeah.
Like the other ones, you know. And the next thing you know, it's like when I was watching 90210 and I saw Ian Ziering playing Steve. He's supposed to be a senior or what's the sophomore? What's it go? Junior. And he looks like Art Garfunkel. He's got like this big balding thing. I'm like, dude, you know. But like I said, it makes the money. Like, how many times those little girls once upon a time in the summer go see fucking Titanic? It's not because they like the boat sinking. Everybody knew the ending. It's like, oh yeah, by the way, spoilers, the boat sinks. You know? They wanted the characters. They liked Jack and Rose.
Yeah.
Fucking, you got Ned, you got Liz, you got, you know, Peter, all those characters. That's what they're going to go see. And, you know, the 14, 15-year-olds, they'll go back. Apparently, what you said earlier, maybe not. But a dip, huh? Yikes. All right. I just want to get that out. Just there. But now I got my what if, our little things we like to do there. Remember at the end, or towards the end, the introduction, Tony, Happy, takes him to the new Avengers place, which looked awesome, by the way. The new suit. What'd you think of that?
I think it looked cool.
Iron Spider?
No.
See, that's the first thing that came to my mind, Iron Spider.
Like, that was the very first thing, but I was like, there's no, like, legs.
That you know of.
That's true.
But he took a pass on the suit.
The scheme was just a little off, which didn't sell it to me as Iron Spider completely.
Okay, but there have been other suits where, I mean, you see, again, you know, next one coming up, we're going to see him. He's going to be in space when in Infinity War.
Yeah.
So let me run this by you.
One of the theories I heard is that it would be the new armored Spider-Man.
He's going to be in that suit at one time or another because he's got to go up into space.
Yeah.
I'm
I
guessing.
mean, if you're fighting Thanos, you're gonna want the upgraded.
Yeah, and there'll be all sorts of
Outfit.
gadgets and what have you. But he took a pass on the suit, right?
Mhm.
Remember? And then he got the old one back.
Yeah.
You've earned it, kid. Like you said, they brought in one sentence, Miles Morales is now canon in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Mhm.
In Infinity War, we're planning on losing. When they go up against Thanos, people are going to die. We're going to lose some big guns.
Mhm.
I'm assuming probably Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans. I'm just guesstimating here. Let's say, okay, for argument's sake, Tony Stark dies.
Mhm.
Who takes up the suit? The kid he's been training.
Peter.
Peter is the new Iron Man. Miles Morales is the new Spider-Man.
That would be pretty
Boom,
interesting.
right?
That'd be
Right?
pretty cool.
Why not? I mean, he's got, he's super smart and does all that, and he's got a suit with an onboard system already, That was just
That would be. I would not see it coming if that happened, but that'd be totally awesome, and I'd roll with it.
Throw out some bullshit that we
Yeah.
always do. I just thought, ooh, I'm going to run. Because
He willed because he never had kids. He willed Stark Industries to Peter.
And Happy's there. They already have that relation. They've established that relationship with him and Happy.
Yeah, they're finally friends at the end of the movie. You're a good kid, you know that, Peter.
Yep. All right, you don't annoy me as much, I guess. But yeah, I thought that would be the. I like I said, I don't know. I just can't wait for Infinity War.
Yeah. And thank you guys for being so patient and waiting and listening till the very end. Patience is a virtue, and it's very. If you've seen the movie and sat all the way through the end, you know that I'm also that I'm talking about the very last end credit scene. That was the biggest kick in the fucking nuts since ever in 10 years of comic book end credit scenes.
You were the first. I was dying laughing.
And you know what? All right, so I have to pee through almost every Marvel movie I've ever gone to ever. Always I hold it as best as I can, but eventually I'm gonna miss a couple of scenes because I'm gonna pee my pants. This is the first movie that I sat through without going to the bathroom once in at least 3 years.
And it was almost like Cap talking to you.
Yeah, it was like he was talking directly to me. It was him. You can probably look it up on if I can find it. I'll put a link in the description to this end credit scene. It was freaking. It's hilarious. Don't get me wrong. It's hilarious. But so now that we're towards the end of our little podcast here, our long podcast actually.
We're going into a dissertation about patience.
Ratings. What would you give it?
A rating?
Yeah.
Well, I'd give it a total 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
9 out of 10.
Yeah.
Same here.
Mm-hmm.
After I first watched it, I was like 10 out of 10. But I was like,
Look, it wasn't long enough. I want more.
Yeah.
You don't get a 10.
yeah, that was pretty. That's what I kept saying. It was like my only complaint is the next one's not already out.
All right. I need it now.
So yeah, 2 9s out of 10. That's 18 out of 20.
Next up, we're doing a math.
So thank you guys for listening to our babbles. We were all over the board this time. Worse than usual because we were more excited than normal.
I know, right? Let's see. I'm trying to think. There wasn't a scene. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I give it a 9.
Yeah, solid 9 out of 10 with a.
I didn't cry. There was no scene where it made me cry. Not this time.
So yeah, if you like this video, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon, because if you don't hit that bell icon, you might miss our uploads. You will get updates. What are they called? Notifications. That's the word.
Boy, come
I
on.
know how to word and talk.
Yeah, use your words.
You'll
Come
get
on.
if you hit that bell icon, you'll get notifications of all our uploads. So don't forget to do that if you want to, listen in every week. We do these podcasts every week, except last week we fucked up. It wasn't our fault. It was the church.
Oh.
The church were like, no more comic podcasts. And we were like, fuck you. We're going to record as soon as you stop being loud.
It's all right. We'll stop now, but when you go away, we'll start again.
They thought they won, but we're back. The church is anti-Spider-Man.
They told us shut up. We did till they left. Then we started talking again.
So thank you guys, as always, for listening. Next week, we have our belated anniversary podcast.
Ooh. Is there cake?
Sure.
Sure.
The cake is a lie. You other nerds out there know what I'm talking about. So, thank you guys. And as always,
Have a day.